Welcome to Subramani. Have you ever bought a classic endowment policy from anybody, whether it is HDFC or LIC or SBI, wouldn't matter. If you had bought even a ULIP policy, they give you something called a policy illustration to show how much the policy amount will become after 30 years, right? Now this is the greatest piece of fiction that the BFSI has ever produced. It could be a 5-page, 6-page illustration telling you that if you pay 1 lakh per month or 1 lakh per annum, doesn't really matter, for the next 30 years, this is the return that you will get at the end of 30 years, and it is up to 2 decimal places. Now look at the fun of it. You're paying 1 lakh per month, let's say that is about 12 lakhs a year for 30 years, which means you're paying 36 lakhs, and they will tell you this will get you 6 crore 48 lakhs 72,613 rupees and 22 paise, right? That accurately over a 30-year period, when most of us by the time we are 30 realize that we cannot project even for 3 months or 6 months, or we find it extremely difficult to project and almost impossible to say whether it will actually be achieved. For example, in the 1980s and 90s, when I made projections for hotels in Goa, every hotel would look very profitable because it is assumed that the dollar would go up. That time it was maybe in the 40s and 50s, and we always thought by now, according to my projection, the dollar should have been 120, and therefore every project looks very attractive. So every year you assume 5-7% fall in the rupee rate, and therefore, but the dollar is now at less than 80, nowhere near 120. I'm just exaggerating perhaps a little bit. So one assumption going wrong, that number will go wrong. Now go and ask a fund manager in a mutual fund saying, oh, today is the 2nd of June, can you tell me what will be your NAV on 9th of June? Not very far away, just 1 week away. And he'll laugh and he'll say, I have no clue, right? I can't project for 1 week. Why? I can't even tell you what will be the NAV tomorrow morning, right? But you are asked to give an illustration as an agent, so he prints out and says, if the market does 10%, this is what you will get, or this is what you will get at 9% or 6%, whatever the rates which the great IRDA has specified. Now look at it this way. The guy making the illustration has no clue as to how it is made, and I'm not joking. He just knows how to take a printout by putting those numbers of 6%, 10%, 11%, 9%, whatever. He just puts and he takes it out. He has no clue how it is made. He does not even tell you that it assumes some mortality rates, it assumes some investment performance, right? All those things it assumes, and this is actually a cost illustration and not a projection, right? It is a cost illustration. It just says, if you get 10% return after all our expenses are deducted, this is the return that you will actually get. Now, if you take those numbers and put it in Excel and put 10%, the gap between what the illustration is showing you and what you are seeing it in Excel, that is the money that you are losing to fund management, mortality charges, etc., admin charges, whatever they are going to charge you, asset maintenance charges or asset management fees, all that is included there. So as the company gets bigger and bigger, this the size of this pie gets bigger. Therefore, insurance companies get more and more attractive to invest as they get older, right? Like wine. Now, the Chartered Accountants Institute does not allow you to certify projections. So, like I said, a mutual fund manager cannot give you one week's projection or 1 day's projection. The Institute of Chartered Accountants does not allow chartered accountants to verify or certify future looking statements which says, okay, 10 years later this is what the company will be doing. That is not allowed, and we are talking of professionally qualified people, right? it is assumed that if he's a chartered accountant, he'll apply some rigor to it or something and therefore arrive at it. But no, he's not allowed to certify. Mutual funds are not allowed to say what the market will do. In fact, in the mutual fund, they warn you saying the past performance is not an indicator of future performance. But in insurance, you're not only asked to give, you're encouraged to give, you're asked to take a printout, get the client's signature on it. Makes no sense, right? But when people ask me that, Subra, I'm buying this policy, 22 years later, I'm going to get this much of money. How do you know? You do not know how the investor is going to behave. You do not know how the other investors are going to behave. If there's a big run on an insurance company and everybody tries to withdraw, you'll get a dramatically different figure, right? Markets could go up, markets could go down. The only thing certain is the AMC charges, and that too is not guaranteed, which means you can be sure it will go up. I have insurance policies at 0.8% asset management charges, which have subsequently increased to 1.5%. Okay, not on my policy, but on the other policy. 0.8 to 1.5 is a 100% increase, right? 0.8 plus 0.8 is 1.6, it has gone to 1.5. Plus on that 1.5% now there is GST. Can you imagine the impact of all this on your own old policies, right? Into this, welcome the brilliant CEO of one insurance company who asked me, I think in 2007, it must have been 2007, 2008, saying, look, last 4 years we have achieved some magnificent return, maybe 22%, 23%. Can I now make a fresh illustration using this and saying, subsequently you may get only 10%, but this is what has happened, so you think. Right? You know, typically saying, ye hua hai, to ye aage hoga, but you are not supposed to think like that, because I am a great insurance company with fantastic name for honesty and, all the development activities we do and things like that. Well, honesty and all that I don't know, but subsequently their policy performance has not been so good. Not that it matters, but I'm saying, so asking for an illustration is wrong, giving an illustration is wrong, and really the agent who is making it does not even know why it is making. So if projecting the future performance of a relatively uncomplicated product like mutual funds is wrong, how can you make it for life insurance? Simply because it has far more factors to consider. It has got you need to understand that it has got life expectancy, investor behavior, etc., etc. I wrote an article on this in 2011 and in 2013. I hope to remember to give these links when I'm uploading this article, this video. It is in subramani.com, and you can go and see it also. It says life insurance policy, the life insurance policy illustration. So I will give a link to it, so please do have a look. In fact, the practice of giving this projection defies logic and actually invites deception, right? How well a policy performs and how close it comes to meeting or exceeding its illustrated rate of return depends on the company, depends on the policy, depending on all other factors affecting the rate of return, and the current results do not always justify it. It also depends on mortality. I mean, something like SARS virus or now a COVID virus is definitely impacting the claim payout for insurance companies. Yes, it's not a long lasting thing, but all this has an impact. Now, unless you have worked as an actuary or you understand what an actuary does, you will not understand that these are connected, right? You understand that it is related to the market. If the market does well, you will get good returns. Great. That is true only for equity oriented ULIPs. It's not true for endowment plans, because in endowment plans, most of the money goes to the government of India. And government of India will now be paying 5.5% interest, right? So what return will you get? Will you get 10% ever? The chances are no. In fact, many matured insurance policies today by the insurance companies other than LIC are finding it difficult even to pay you the amount which you have paid them, right? Even that is not being covered. So some money may be coming from the capital. So we do not know. We don't have enough data to do such stories. Just no data is forthcoming. No investor or client or viewer has called me to say, this is what I paid, this is what I've got. I believe those returns are less than savings bank rates, right? That's the situation. So before you take a policy, tear up the illustration.